Some people ask the question, well, did Jesus really rise from the dead? It's a good question. Because at face value, it does seem at the very least peculiar that every Easter Sunday we celebrate Jesus being alive after he was dead. Interesting. Well, you can see why the resurrection raises so many questions. At one stage, I sure had a ton of questions about the resurrection. In fact, as a young adult, I spent the best part of a year looking into this very question. Because its answer is of paramount importance. That much is quite clear. If Christ has not been raised from the dead, well, Christian faith is futile. You might think that you have a lot of skin in the game as you look for an answer to that question. You'd certainly be right. But I can assure you that those New Testament Christians were far more concerned about the truth of the resurrection than we are today. Why? Because they were quite literally dying for it. And so they would ask Peter and James and the disciples and others, how can we know? Where's the evidence? And they made it quite plain. Here is John in his first letter. That which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked at, and our hands have touched, this we proclaim concerning the word of life. Did you spot it? They were eyewitnesses. These are no second-hand accounts. Here's how Paul describes it to the Corinthians. He appeared to Cephas, that's Peter, and then to the 12. After that, he appeared to more than 500 of the brothers and sisters at the same time, most of whom are still living, though some have fallen asleep. In other words, he's saying, go and ask them for yourself. See what they say. Then we'll see if you're still not sure. Some people have suggested that they could have been hallucinating, but the science is clear. We just don't experience mass hallucinations like this. Certainly not hundreds of hallucinations, all about exactly the same event. Paul continues. Then he appeared to James, then to all the apostles, and last of all, he appeared also to me. So I invite you, see that the tomb was empty. Go and ask the eyewitnesses. Read their accounts. Hundreds saw him with their very own eyes, and hundreds of millions down the ages have believed their testimony. Many of these guys died for their faith in Jesus. Would they really have died for something that they knew was a lie? See for yourself whether it really is so unbelievable that Christ has indeed been raised from the dead.